Alright, so I've been working a lot, like 7 days a week, which is a good thing because I have plenty of money to buy toys. The bad thing is I don't have any time to review them or display them or just play with them for that matter. So this Star Wars video, I'm going to bulk all these together, crank them all out in one review, and you can kind of skip through if there's certain figs that you're interested in seeing. I know some of these have been on a while. I'll put this on the tail end of the video. We'll start with this 2-pack with Boba Fett, Han Solo, this Yoda, Obi-Wan. So that'll be like the very end of the video. And then for the Rogue One, we got this 2-pack. Like this finally came out. I got it at Entertainment Earth. It was like $25 shipped. Not bad. It was something that I was definitely looking forward to. And for some reason, they give us another gen as if we don't have enough of these things. And then as far as the Last Jedi stuff goes, I finally came up on one of these Black Series Lukes. I'm still missing like at least 2 more figures. I don't want the Rose. I definitely want the Stormtrooper and the Guard. I haven't found those yet, but when I do, I'll review them. I got this 3-pack, which is another Rose figure. Like, come on, guys. Like, are you kidding me? Like, really? So you basically, you get a character that you didn't want, a character that you already have, and then you get the BB9E, which is cool, but a 3-pack just to get that, that's kind of a weak move. I got this Luke in the dark suit, which is kind of cool. I was definitely looking forward to that. Another Leia, looks pretty good, just another human character. R2-D2, what do you got, like 20 R2s probably. Rey, another Rey. You guys are just really taking all the fun out of collecting with this. Another Rey. Like, come on. Like, I think one Rey is more than enough. I don't need her in every costume. Just one is fine. And then this DJ guy. I got no clue who this guy is. It's another human character. I'm curious to see what he actually does in the movie. Until then, let's check him out. Okay, so I pulled them all out just for you can kind of go over the scale. They're basically 3 3/4, which I love this scale as far as Star Wars goes, because then you have room to make big ships and stuff. 6-inch scale for this just doesn't work, because try making an AT-AT or something in a 6-inch scale. That's just never going to happen. I mean, we're lucky if we can even get it for 3 3/4. So basically, you got BB-8 about 1.5 inches tall. R2 is just a little bit above 2. Yoda is also about 1.5 inches tall. And I mean, I'm digging it. Like, I know you guys complain about articulation on this, but you can't beat a classic 3 3/4 figure. First up is this R2. We're going to get through these things really quick because we have a lot to cover. This R2 is kind of like the end-all be-all. It's kind of all-in-one. If you want these boosters on or off, you can display it that way. And then if you want these flames on or off, you can display it that way. So that's kind of like a cool little option. So you really only have to buy one R2 and you can kind of do whatever you want with him. He does have articulation here. The head just turns. It doesn't have anything cool like pop-up lightsabers or anything like that, but I'm sure you've gotten that in the past. This bottom foot does slide out, so you could display him with his third little leg or not. The wheels on it do roll, so that's kind of a cool thing. And then you're thinking, well, I like the thrusters. It's definitely a cool touch, but it's not like the first time we've ever gotten them, because once you have this one to me is like the end-all be-all thruster R2-D2. When he did this in the movie, everybody freaked out. It was like a glorious day for nerds. And this thing does talk. I'm going to attempt to get this thing to work. Hopefully it will work without embarrassing me too much, because these things always kind of do weird things. I got to kind of wiggle them around a little bit, so sorry about that. I'm sure that looks great on camera. He also does like a thruster sound, which I got him to do earlier. He does a thruster sound and he does like a big squeal. Man, I don't know. I have the hardest time with this thing. Okay, well, I can't get him to do the squeal, which really sucks, because that was like... Man, this is horrible. Alright, guys, I don't know what to tell you. Like, sometimes this thing works amazing. I actually practiced this before I tried it on camera, and it went a lot better than this, but I could wiggle it around more, because when you wiggle it around on camera, it just definitely looks horrible. So here he is. I don't know. He does make a few cooler sounds, though. And then you have this ray, which is another ray. This is already the third ray that we've got. You got this one, and then you also have this one with this really big, stupid gun. So I don't know why they think that we need 3 rays already for this movie. Like, these two are basically the same exact toy. And then they went ahead and gave us another one. This thing, you can't take the little poncho off. I would suggest leaving it on, because if you take it off, she's basically going to look exactly like a different action figure that you already have in your collection. The holsters are always really cool. The gun comes out. The guns are actually really cool. The detail on these things, I mean, I'm blown away by how good of a job that they do on the detail on the paint on such a small figure with an $8 price point. She does talk. I'm going to attempt to do that for you. I'm sure this is not going to go well, because it never really does.
I'm Ray.
Okay, she's Ray.
Help me with this, quick! The resistance sent me. Help me with this, quick! I'm Ray.
Okay, she probably says a few more things, but it's really hard to get it to work, like, while you're trying to film this.
I'm Ray.
Yeah, she loves that line. Let me see if she does a... Alright, I'm sure that wiggling thing is just gotta be painful. So sorry about that. Let's get on to the next one. Alright, so then we got our second Rose figure, as if the first Rose figure wasn't warming the pegs enough. They actually felt the need to put another one of these things out, which the figure does look good. I mean, the costume and little outfit looks good. It's a one-off sculpt. They always kill it on that. It's just character selection is their weakest link as far as Star Wars goes. I'm sure you've seen this thing. Like, every time I go to Target, there's at least 10 of these things sitting on the shelf. And now these things, because she comes with the droid, it might sell, but it's, at the end of the day, it's just another Rose character. She does talk, and we're going to attempt to make that work again.
I'm ready for my mission. Quiet. We have to be careful. Quickly! Stormtroopers are coming! Quiet. We have to be careful.
Alright, I guess that's good enough for her. Beehive DJ, which he's a new character, so that's kind of cool. But at the same time, he's just another boring human character. And then he's got like this little hair that comes out of his hat, which I don't understand. Like, it's like, is this guy like a fallout from like One Direction or something? His name is DJ, and I'm hoping that he's going to be a DJ in the movie. And for like a really cool cantina scene, because we've definitely been missing that. And if they do make a cantina scene, who knows, they might actually give us like one alien out of it, because they just don't like doing aliens anymore, because they think that characters like this are cooler than aliens and robots. I don't know. I don't get the character selection. But he is cool. Once again, he's a one-off sculpt. The paint job is really crisp and clean for a 3 3/4 inch toy. He does come with a little holster to put his gun in. It doesn't really fit because it's got this weird thing on the side. So you can stuff it in there. It just doesn't fit very well. So here he is. He does talk. I'm curious to what he's going to say, because I have no clue who this guy is in the movie. And once again.
Hey, I'm a thief.
Oh, okay. So we found that out.
I can get you out of here. If the price is right.
All right.
I can get you out of here. Oh, for Hut's sake.
I mean, usually when you whip them back and forth, they'll like make like a gun shooting sound, but just with camera, that's just like torture for you, I'm sure. So we're kind of missing out on that feature. Like, basically,
I can get you out of here.
You hold it to them, and you can like go back and forth really fast, and they usually make like a gun sound or like a like a bullet, like they're dodging a bullet sound or something. But we're kind of missing out on that. But here he is. We have this BB-8, which I'm sure you already have at least one BB-8. This is my third one. It is actually, I know it's hard to tell, it is a new mold. It doesn't really look like a new mold, but it is actually a new mold. This is this one talks, so you can tell right away. This one's kind of shiny, this one's kind of flat. I do like the new one a little bit better. This also comes in the 3-pack. With the 3-pack comes this BB-E9, I'm pretty sure. And then they also comes with this gun that's actually pretty cool. Normally I don't like these big guns, but this one looks cool. I like the stand, and hopefully this is going to be in the movie. And this is in the 3-pack with the Rose figure. So basically you bought all of this just to get this new character because you already have him. But these two do talk, and I'm real curious to see how this is going to go. Alright, that actually went a little bit better than expected. Let's try out this one, see. Alright, so not bad. I'm sure they'll make more sounds if you wiggle them around, but I'm not going to torture you. Let's get to the next one. I'm actually really excited to get this Leia. For one, it's Leia. The toy actually looks pretty good. I love how they did that texture detail on the jacket. You got to remember, this is a 3 3/4 inch toy. Has a bracelet on there, has like a little watch on there. Tons of little cool details for a 3 3/4 toy. She doesn't have a holster for her pistol. I don't even think she needs a pistol, but it comes with it. So I'm going to stick it in her hand, because if I don't, I'm going to stick it in the drawer. I love how they did a seam up the back of this, like as if it was fabric. Like they just, man, they do a great job. Like I'm really digging this. The articulation, everybody complains about it, 3 3/4. The head's on a ball if you're lucky. The shoulders, the legs, this is always weird when they put them in dresses, when they do that articulation there. It almost seems like just leave that out. I really don't see the point in there. And then we do have the Leia from the last movie, which I think both of these are really good. This is the Black Series, so there's a lot more articulation on this. But when figures are this small, I really don't care. I'm cool with the 5 points of articulation, and they're usually a little bit more than that. And she even has earrings on there, which I just noticed that. Like, I mean, I think they do a great job with this. There's the Leia. Let's see if we can get it to talk without embarrassing me too much.
Together, we can defeat the First Order. Send them in. Together, we can defeat the First Order. Together, we can defeat the First Order. All troops, open fire.
I'm sure she does a laser sound, but
Together, we can defeat the First Order.
it's hard to get him to do it in this little bit of space.
Together, we can defeat the First Order.
Okay, so I finally tracked this guy down. It'd be nice if I could find the other ones in the set. Basically, all I ever see is Rose, but I finally saw him, and I thought he was pretty cool. Like, I don't know why, like, they sell us this one, and then like a month later they sell us this one. If you're gonna give me a Black Series of a character that I already have, can you at least wait like 6 months? Like, give us a couple other cool characters that we actually don't have. That seems to be like a thing. Like, they'll sell you a character, and then they'll sell you the Black Series. And basically, this thing's $13. I don't think he looks much better than this one. It costs $8. And this one talks. This one doesn't. It comes with the cloth robe, which I definitely like better than this plastic robe. But the articulation on these things, like, they're so small. Like, I mean, how much posing are you going to do with these things anyways? And then you have the one in the dark suit, which I thought was really cool. I'm real curious to see what this staff does, or if it does anything at all in the movie. I'm just glad that he finally came with an accessory. And his hand just fell off while I was literally just talking to you. That was weird. I didn't even know his hands came out, but apparently they do. So he's got a glove on finally. He doesn't have the robot hand, which I kind of think the robot hand is pretty cool. I'm curious to see when this outfit actually comes out in the movie. This thing's supposed to talk, and let's see how we do.
What do you know about the Force? How did you find me? No! How did you find me?
I'm sure he'll probably make like a lights.
What do you know about the Force?
There he is. Pretty cool. We have this Boba Fett, and Boba Fett is pretty much everybody's favorite figure in Star Wars, or at least he's in everybody's top 10 list, because this thing is amazing. So when I saw this, he actually came in a 2-pack with Han Solo, and I was like, I got more Han Solos than I know what to do with, and I got tons of Boba Fetts. I think I'm gonna pass on this. My buddy was like, it's the best Boba Fett ever made. Like this is the end all be all of Boba Fett's, and I was like, well, I don't know about that. I got some pretty cool ones at home. Like this thing is definitely one of my favorites with that fire effect. Like, granted, it's a different costume. I mean, this was my favorite Boba Fett until I got this thing home, and it's just like, wow, okay, you're right. I picked it up, and I'm glad I did. And he actually bought 2 of these things because he's like, man, you can display them so many ways, and he's right. His backpack comes off, so you can display them with or without the flamethrowers, and then this other part comes off so you can display them with just like the small backpack on there. So you get tons of cool options there. He has a holster for his gun. He also comes with the rifle. So I mean, you could easily buy 2 of these, but the bad part is you're gonna get stuck with 2 of these Han Solos, which he's a good Han Solo. Well, the face is kind of weird, but I mean, he's still a good one, but I'm sure you have tons of Han Solos that are already pretty good. The only difference is between this one and the 20 ones that you already have is this one talks, and we'll attempt to check that out here in a minute. And I just want to show you just a little example along the way here. So you get this Boba Fett. You got these little flame effects that plug in or plug out. So you can display them with these flamethrowers on or off. And this, so it's like this is really cool. And then you get like this old school one here. Like you can put him on or off this base with the fire. The little gun, the little fire that comes out of his gun, that's also an option. You can display that with or without. And then, so this is, because you guys bag on these 3 3/4 toys all the time, and I just want to point something out. This is an all-new sculpt. It's a brand new toy. $8. You can't really beat that. And no, I didn't get this for free. And half the time I rip these things apart. So, but then you get a cool effect like this. And then you get, which is a toy that I just bought and I just recently reviewed, you get this red skull, which this toy is an $80 toy. He comes with this really cool flamethrower, and he doesn't come with a flame to put in it, so I attempted to make one myself, Dremel this thing down. You could take this from this Boba Fett and stick it right here in the hole, and that is amazing. Like, that looks really good. The downside is that I really want to display this thing in my Boba Fett. My buddy bought 2 of them. I'm going to see if he's got one of these floating around. Or who knows, maybe he'll see this video, hint, hint, and just bring one of them over. Because I think he's got a couple extra ones. Because that would look really nice in my Red Skull gun. Not to get off the topic. I just wanted to show you that real quick. As far as these things talking, of course, we're going to attempt it and see how that thing works out. Let me fire this thing up. Try this Han Solo.
Han Solo. I'm Captain of the Millennium Falcon. I got a bad feeling about this. They'd be crazy to follow us, wouldn't they? Never tell me the odds. They'd be crazy to follow us, wouldn't they?
So if you shake it, that's usually when you get the blast effects.
Han Solo. I'm Captain of the Millennium Falcon.
Pretty cool. Didn't really need another Han Solo, but this Boba Fett is just really something we needed. Let's see what he has to say.
He's no good to me dead. Finish you off.
Well, that was really...
He's no good to me dead.
So that was really cool. Got a bunch of sound effects that I normally don't get without moving this thing as much as you have to get them. But here's the Boba Fett. He's a must get. You might want to have this Yoda, which is really cool. He's just another Yoda. Is he my favorite Yoda? No, not really. But he is one of my favorite characters. So every time they make a Yoda, I basically go ahead and pick him up. I really like this one a lot with the cloth fabric. This could be the black series. I'm not real sure. I don't remember. I got tons of them with the cloth fabric, which I like that one a lot. I'm pretty sure have every Yoda ever made just because I like the character so much. So they did a lot of really good ones. This one's good. I don't think he's the best one, but he does talk. We'll go ahead and try that out and see what he has to say.
Judge me by my size, do you? Use the Force.
Alright, so that was pretty cool. It got the lightsaber effect. Definitely digging this Yoda. Basically just got him because he is Yoda and he talks. This Obi-Wan, on the other hand, I'm not real sure why I bought it. Mine is kind of weird. It's like the hand is falling out. I tried to push that back in. It didn't really go. And I wish I would have saw that in the package before I bought it. But I don't know. I basically just bought this because he talks, which is something that I'm probably going to do one time. And it'll be right now. Then he'll go on the back of the shelf somewhere. And it'll just be another Obi-Wan in my collection.
Obi-Wan Kenobi. Now that's a name I've not heard in a long time. These aren't the droids you're looking for.
So it basically gives you every classic line you could possibly want, which is nice. And then you get this Captain Briston. This was a character that we wanted forever. As soon as you first saw the trailer, I was like, okay, I can't wait to get this. This thing basically never came out. I didn't think it was ever going to come out. Then all of a sudden Entertainment Earth had it. It was $25 shipped for a 2-pack. This should be like 14 bucks. So it's like 10 bucks overpriced, whatever. If you don't want to pay it, you'll probably never get it because you're basically buying it just for him because you already have this trooper. And I would show you the sound thing, but these things, luckily, they don't talk, so I won't have to embarrass myself with that. He does come with this big shoulder gun, which, this just kind of junks up the figure. I've been waiting so long for this character. Like, finally, a cool alien character. Just too many boring characters. So finally, a character that you really want. The last thing I'm going to do is put this gun on him. Those missiles do shoot. It's not really a big deal. Like, this thing's basically just going in the drawer. I'm sure the same place where you guys put yours. On this trooper, you were like, well, another trooper. It's a trooper, so you can't really get too many of them. And if you look, every single one of them is painted a little different. So when you get them, you're like, oh, okay, no big deal. Because I was thinking it was the same as this other one with blue on him. He's not. Like, he has a totally different paint on them. They're basically all the same exact sculpt, but they're all painted different. So just keep bringing them. Like, they're troopers. Like, you don't even have to repaint them. I'll buy these things anyways, just because you really can't have too many of them. The biggest disappointment in this set is this one. Like, this I just don't get it. Like, why are you still making Rogue One figures? And then why do you make the same exact figure that we already have? Like, this is the same figure, same everything. So obviously I'll take the little towel off of her head if it comes off and display one with and without, for it's not identical. So basically this one talks, this one doesn't. This is the original one. Why do we need one talking figure in the Rogue One set? Like, that makes no sense to me at all. So I just hate it. And then you're going, well, if you don't like the figure, why do you buy it? Well, because I buy them online and you got to buy the set. Like, they don't let you cherry pick, so you have to buy all the crappy figures to get any of the figures that you actually want. So that's how I end up with so many of these. Other than that, this would be a very easy pass if this thing ever hits the pegs, which who knows with Star Wars. It seems like you kind of get the bulk shipment when for Force Friday. Then after that, you'd never really know. I guess we'll try and make her talk. Fire this thing up, see how this goes.
Rebellions are built on hope. Okay, on my lead. A squad is headed your way. Okay, on my lead.
It's like who cares? You know, it just doesn't excite me at all. So here you are. You get another one. If you buy them online, then you'll probably have one too. If you don't buy them online, you'll probably never get this. So at least you got to hear her talk, so you know what she sounds like. I'm going to do some pictures of these things together, and then I'll show you the collection. My figures to snap some photos for you guys. I just realized something. That these three on the end, they're basically all the same exact figure. Because I took the little robe off of her head. for it would kind of look different. And then I realized that I already have that same exact figure with the robe not on her head. So frustration as a collector. That's just, God, I could just think of so many things I'd rather spend my $8 on, but you got to get the set. Alright, so as far as the collection video goes, this is the last Jedi collection, this is like not bad. This is quite a lot of toys for a movie that's not even out yet. Unfortunately, I don't think we're going to get much more. That seems to be the pattern. But pretty good start. I definitely like all the ships. The character selection is, ooh, it's bad. Unless you want like a bunch of like Asian women in the cast, like come on, like just a little bit more robots, a little bit more aliens, maybe some big beasts, something. Give us something cool, make it fun to collect, because the character selection is not very good. Then if you come down here, we have the Rogue One, and once again they have the same problem. Couple ships. This one's definitely way too small, but for some reason I bought it anyways. And if you just look at the characters, like, yeah, we did get some pretty cool troopers on this, but as far as aliens, big giant beasts, we got a couple, but not many. And as far as the Star Wars collection goes, this video has already been way too long, and I've showed it many times in the past. So like always, thanks for watching.
What do we get, babe?
First off, this is my brother-in-law. He's an a-hole. And I just came up on loot.